Hey there, it's Leona. Welcome to Zen Mindfulness Shodo. Today, we're gonna practice Shodo meditation while focusing on the Hiragana character for Ha. So, let's begin our beautiful journey together. When you write a character, imagine a square about the size of the character that you are gonna write like this. First, I'm gonna write it. Then I'm gonna explain the points and tips for writing the character beautifully in detail. Let's begin the explanation. The first stroke starts from a position slightly higher than the center point of the top left square, or from a position slightly to the left of that point. This line is essentially an inverted S-shaped curve, descending vertically parallel to the middle vertical line until the middle horizontal line reaches the center. If you find this inverted S-shaped curve difficult, you can achieve the beautiful curve of Hiragana by descending while curving slightly to the left like this. Then from this ending point, check towards the starting point of the second stroke. Check upwards to the right. After checking, move upwards to the right with this pen movement. Regarding this checking part, since we're descending the first stroke like this, if you check by tracing back the path you just came, as if returning, the space between the checked part and the vertical line part becomes narrow, making the check less visible. So, checking straight upwards to the right like this, or checking upwards to the right while curving slightly downwards to the right, creates a wider space between the vertical line part and the checked part, making the check more clearly expressed, and the overall character look more beautiful, in my opinion. With a natural pen movement, start from a position a bit higher than this middle horizontal line, and move to the right in an upward sloping line with a gentle upward curve. As for how far to the right to go, continue until the space to the right of this end point and the space to the left of the first stroke are about the same width. It looks more beautiful and expresses more softness in the overall character if you write this line gradually thickening as you move to the right, rather than writing with the same pressure and thickness from start to finish. Then, from the end point of the second stroke, move upwards to the left with this pen movement. The starting point of the third stroke is slightly higher than the starting point of the first stroke, and start slightly to the right of the middle of the second stroke. To put it extremely, descend vertically parallel to the middle vertical line, while making an S-shaped curve like this. If you find it difficult to write with such an S-shaped curve, moving down while curving slightly to the right can better express the warmth of handwriting and the unique curved beauty of Hiragana than coming down with a straight line like this. After descending like that, turn left at a position a bit higher than the end point before the check of the first stroke, the lowest point, and turn left while curving downwards. When you reach just below the starting point of the second stroke, go up here and move to the lower right while curving upwards in a gentle curved line. As for how far to go, it's about below the end point of the second stroke, or where this intersection point is roughly in the middle of this horizontal line part. The lowest point of the third stroke should be slightly higher than the lowest point of the first stroke. For example, if this turning point goes below the lowest point of the first stroke, The whole character looks slanted downwards to the right, with the center of gravity shifting too much to the lower right, which doesn't look very beautiful. So, I think it looks more confident and elegant if you write it with a slightly upward slant like this. Also, regarding this loop part created by the intersection of lines, for instance, I'm gonna write an example here. If you curve it too roundly like this, and the inside of the loop becomes almost circular, it gives an impression of rounded writing, which looks a bit childish. So, writing it in this kind of slightly flattened but curved flat shape might give a more adult-like impression of the hiragana ha. How about trying to practice keeping these points and tips in mind? The key points for writing hiragana characters, as explained in the video, are concisely summarized in this book in a similar manner. The book allows you 3 pages to practice each character. It can be purchased on Amazon. See the link in the description. I'm gonna practice 1 page of this workbook this time, but you're welcome to practice as much as you want. If you're practicing with a pen, I recommend that you place a few pieces of paper under the page that you're writing on, so that the ink doesn't bleed onto the page under it. Alright, let's get started.